mighty ground and bother.
Well, that was absolutely cut.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Does This Football Stand for episode number 16 of This Week in Football. And West Ham have just equalised again as we speak. It took them forever. My God. I'm just watching Genk at the same time whilst doing this. It's a bit of a different show as usual. Too usual, I should say. As we normally do it on Friday evenings at 6 o'clock. But I'm not available tomorrow night. And I didn't fancy having to miss 2 weeks on the bounce. So we all agreed to do it tonight at this time. Unfortunately, NFFC Update, who was going to join us for the stream, isn't available, unfortunately. So we brought in the backup staff in Liam Martin, who is going to be on for about... He's going to be on till about, 22, and then he's going to head off, start his stream. And then once I'm done here, I'm going straight onto his stream. So, by the way, when you head off, send me the link because I'll be able to get on immediately. But the usual staff are here. Garrick and Duran, welcome back on.
Good evening, everyone.
Right, well, God knows what's going to happen in this episode after the last two episodes. I think you know what I'm on about. We'll see what happens in this one. Get involved in the live chat, then, gentlemen. Great to see you all. Hello, famous man, flying in as usual. What's the famous dinner tonight? I've had a pizza, so there you go. Yes, aren't you chuffed with that? This isn't 45 minutes. Liam's going to head off before me. I'm going to finish about 10 to 5 to. It's going to be shorter than usual, but it'll be just under an hour. We won't be doing Guess Who because that takes, as we found out last time, that took about an hour to do nearly. So there you go.
To be fair, we wasn't even going to do a Europa League watch along until we found out last night that Marseille was on.
Well, no, the thing is, we'd already discussed it before, and Liam forgot. I didn't.
Typical Liam.
It's one of them things. Hello, Joe Jumping, by the way, as well. Hi, Garrick. Hi, Liam. Hi, Owen. Hi, Daz. Okay. Yes. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, really, and mostly to do with Tottenham Hotspurs, and we'll also talk about it again tonight against Vitesse. But before that, did you hear about the racing snail who got rid of his shell? He thought it would make him faster, it just made him sluggish. Oh, dear me. Yes. I wonder what his friend was called, probably Michelle. So there you go.
I was just recovering from the first one.
And we're off. Yes. Did you hear that there was some news today that the Middlesbrough police station have had all the toilets stolen, and apparently police say they got nothing to go on. Okay, there you go. There's your jokes for today then, and I've got more coming up on Saturday's stream for the Manchester derby, which will get tonked in. So there you go. This person has glasses. Does commentary support, but who is he? I wonder. Me, yeah. Football and royalty. Hey, one of my other mates' glasses looks a bit like me and supports the ball, so it could have been him as well. But there you go. Keep getting involved in live chat, by the way. Give us your thoughts on the topics. We'll start things off underway, though, with Tottenham Hotspurs. So, as you'll see by the title, Nuno Espirito Santo got sacked after the El Saco, which he lost against Manchester United. Sad shame. And he's been replaced by former Chelsea manager who won the Premier League in his first season, Antonio Conte. A bit of a controversial one, a bit like the Rafa Benitez one for Everton. Obviously, a former Liverpool manager going to Everton, going to rivals. And it's the same for Conte, really. Hated Tottenham Hotspurs as a Chelsea manager. Chelsea hate Spurs. And now he's gone to Chelsea's rivals. So there's been a few controversial managerial switches. But it's only been 4 months, since Nuno actually took over the job that Jose Mourinho was sacked for. And look how Kaki's doing with Roma. But to be honest, I think his tactics are about as good as Ollie's. if he even has any. So there you go. But Jose wasn't too bad at Spurs. Didn't get them very far, mind. And Nuno came in, got them not even close to where they were before. So 4 months, they had 1 or 2 good spells, then started to lose games under the cosh going into the El Saco against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole came out with tops, and then he went bye. So it's simple as that, really. But I mean, I think we can all say that it's no surprise, really, that he was going to get sacked, because it doesn't come as a surprise. The same with the Steve Bruce sacking as well. It was expected because he was on really poor form, and his style of play didn't suit a lot of the players. But I suppose the main question is, will Antonio Conte do much better? Because personally, it doesn't matter what manager you have, that Tottenham Hotspur's team is going to get you nowhere. Harry Kane, after time, turns up when he decides to. Son is probably one of the only good players in their team. Mora is hit and miss. Their defence is cack. So it doesn't matter what manager you have, and it's the same with United. They're not going to go very far. And I mean, they lost to Vitesse, but they're playing Vitesse tonight, actually. And as Owen pointed out before the stream started, the Heung-min Son is not in the starting 11 because apparently he's injured. So that's a big loss for them. But that defeat of Vitesse was probably more than embarrassing.
How long is he injured for?
Hopefully the rest of the season. Won't be the case, but I think this is a strange one. I mean, it's obviously, good for Spurs to got an experienced manager who's won the Premier League. But is he going to take them to where they want to be? I doubt it, because I don't think their team's good enough. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. Ladies first.
Hey?
Ladies first. Anyone, whatever.
Go on.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go first then. I think Conte. The one thing I think he will do is he'll get Harry Kane playing well again. Because I feel like Harry Kane and Diego Costa, even though maybe they're not massively similar, like Conte knows how to get a striker firing, and Nuno's style. Either Harry Kane's got his head, somewhere else and not with Tottenham Hotspur, or Nuno's tactics just didn't suit him whatsoever. But I think
I'll tell you where he's got his head. In between his shoulders.
Brilliant. But no, I think Spurs have some good players, but they also have some dross. They're sort of like they're a bit in between. Like they don't really scare me as a squad, but they do have players who can hurt you on any day, like Son, Kane, Moore. Like if they're firing, they can score goals. It's just they can't defend to save their lives. That is quite a big problem, but it is a problem. I think Conte. I wouldn't be surprised if they got to a final like Jose did, like a Carabao Cup final or FA Cup final. But it's a long shot. It's a long shot to see them beating a team. Like say if they had Liverpool or City in the final, I don't even with Conte, I don't think they'd beat them. But I mean, who knows? Conte's he came to Chelsea first season and won the league, so he could work miracles. So who knows? But I feel like I would have rather seen him at United than Spurs, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Alright, if you've just tuned in, by the way, and you're wondering on the West Ham game, it's currently 1-1 in Belgium. West Ham, by the way, can actually win the group if they win tonight. And if the result goes their way in the group, so could be history for them tonight. No, I think I don't know if with Spurs' defence, as you said, they were awful defensively. They've been poor defensively all season, actually. And that result against Manchester United just really topped it all off of how bad their defence were. Because if you look at the goals that United scored, Ronaldo onside but unmarked for the first goal. Second goal, Cavani's in behind the defenders. Nobody's catching up to him. And then the third goal, again, one ball in behind, Rashford. No defenders anywhere near Cavani or Rashford for them goals. They were just really, really poor defending from Spurs for that entire game, actually. United could have had more goals with the way they played. But Spurs made United look a bit like Barcelona. Well, beat the prime Barcelona because they were so bad on the day. I don't understand it with Spurs. You look at Spurs and you're like, well, you look at their team on paper and you're thinking, well, this is a team that can definitely get them top 4, if not, fighting for the title race. Same as 2016, when Leicester City won it. But since 2016, when they finished second, it's just been downhill from there. They've just not been on good form. And for me, the problem with them as well, as I've said, doesn't matter what manager you have. They're too inconsistent to even battle for top 4 at the minute. I think if they're lucky, they'll get Conference League again this season. But, if you know what these teams are like with the new manager effect. I mean, it didn't really work for 1 year. He got tonked 5-0 to Liverpool, but then we'll never beat Everton 5-2. So, new manager effect could possibly have a say. But is it likely to? That's the question, because I believe they've got... Who have they got next? I don't think they've got an easy game next, have they? Well, Everton's not a particularly easy game, considering I'd say Everton are better on paper than Spurs. So it's going to be a tough ask for him to try and take them to where they want to be. But is he likely to do it? That's the main question, isn't it? Any thoughts?
I mean,
bro,
go on, guy.
You both overtaking each other.
I think Conte's a good appointment. I think that they could definitely improve and forward. But I think I was surprised that Nuno was sacked so early on. Like it's only 4 months in a job, but then that's how it is these days. If you have like a bad run of form, even on 5 games or something, you get the chop very quickly. But I think Conte's a good appointment, and there's a rivalry there, but. With Chelsea, obviously being the manager before, but he did win the Premier League and the FA Cup with Chelsea within only 2 seasons. So I do think I don't think they'll win trophies, because that would be delusional to say, because it's Spurs. But they maybe they'll be putting the pressure on it once again with 2nd place or something.
Well, we'll soon see what happens. Yep, he got the chop, just like butchers do when they do a bad job. They get the chop, don't they? Yeah, I'm full of jokes tonight. Yeah. Liam, what were you going to say?
Stream.
Hey?
I said you'll be the same on my stream.
Oh, yeah, I'm constant, pal. I mean, it wouldn't be any good if I was different. I mean, I'm no different in real life, to be honest.
I can tell that.
Right, what were you going to say?
I mean, Conte's a good manager. A good manager. I think Spurs, they don't look good this season. I think game week 12, they got Leeds. 13, they got Burnley. 14, they got Brentford. And 15, they got Norwich.
Games that they should win.
Yeah. Norwich at home, they should really be smashing like 4 or 5-0. And if Son's back, that'll give Spurs a good boost. But it depends how long Son's out injured for. And I don't really think Kane will do all the work on his own, because he has to have support around him. And I think Conte can do it. But I think it'll be a Conference League for them this season, minimum.
I find this to Spurs is, if Son doesn't play, Harry Kane doesn't play well. Him and Son have a perfect attacking partnership. It just doesn't seem to work when he's not there. He never seems to perform to his full potential. But this season, obviously, Antonio Conte doesn't stand for nonsense, put it that way. And I think in the January window, which is coming up in less than 2 months' time, he will make changes to that team. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he brought in some of the players from Chelsea that he had already won the title. I think one or two of them are actually retired now, but I wouldn't be too surprised if he brought in some of the players that won them the title, because it could become Chelsea Hotspurs FC if they're not careful, because they could have loads of Chelsea players in there. I mean, I would have liked him at United, but I think what a lot of the fans didn't like was the fact that he would have wanted to have taken out a lot of the team at United. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have been bothered. I'd happily let Fred McTominay, Maguire go, because they're all cack. So get rid of the crap players and keep half the good ones, and then just try and bring in some players into the team in January. But is Levy going to spend money? Levy's going to have to spend money, otherwise this appointment isn't going to work. And I think with Nuno, I don't think Nuno got good enough backing at all by Daniel Levy. I don't think he was treated particularly brilliantly either. I mean, the thing with Nuno is he's a Premier League manager with, he's a very good manager with a lot of Premier League experience. Was very good for Wolves. As soon as he went to Spurs, I'm just looking at Spurs when he first joined, and I was like, I don't see this going particularly well, to be honest with you, because it depends on, because his style of play wasn't going to suit half of the team, and it's shown that, hasn't it? But I think Conte's style of play will suit quite a lot of players. So,
well, I mean, Daniel Levy's not very good Levy's not very good at keeping promises, is he? I mean, just look at the Harry Kane situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, Spurs are slowly becoming Watford, sacking managers at every single opportunity.
Larisha needs a go.
This is the third manager that they've had in 2021.
Shame.
It's one of them things, but I think it'll be a good appointment. But as I say, Spurs fans are going to have to go to the floor. I think there's too many There's been Spurs fans saying, "Oh look, we got Conte in. We're going to get top four. We're going to win the league. This, that, and the other. No chance. You ain't winning trophies," as Garrick said. I mean, to be honest with you, I think they're still celebrating the fact that they won the Audi Cup in 2018. The Bayern trophy, practically, because Bayern are the ones that host it and Bayern tend to win it. So it's literally just a pre-season tournament, and they're celebrating it like they've won the bloody Champions League. Because it's the only trophy they're going to get in quite a long time, actually. A bit like Liverpool with the Premier League, it's the only league they're getting in 30 years. So, it's just one of them things. But we'll see what happens. Go on.
Yeah, I saw a stat the other day where it's now been over 5,000 days since Spurs ever won a trophy.
Yeah.
Such shame. Ooh. Sorry. West Ham nearly took the lead.
It's like Soccer Saturday. You should be on Soccer Saturday now.
Speaking of Soccer Saturday, did you hear Jeff Stelling is leaving?
Yeah.
Shame.
I was gutted, but to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. He's been doing it for how long?
Like 20 years, I think.
25 years. So he's been doing it for a long time, and I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. He isn't retiring though, and he's in his 60s apparently. Believe it or not. So I'm quite surprised. But Jeff Stelling anyway. I mean, I know this isn't part of the show, but Jeff Stelling for me was the man who created Soccer Saturday. He was the man behind it all. Never mind the producers, never mind the rest of the team. He was the main man that a lot of people tuned in to watch, just for his Hartlepool reactions, really. There's been loads of good moments. I remember watching. It's always the Hartlepool reactions that gets me though, because he'll celebrate like, yes, come on. I mean, I probably do better reactions when United score, but he's an absolute master of what he does, and he said, I'm not retiring. I just think it's time for someone else to have a chance, which I think is fair enough. And the fact he got a standing ovation by the panel when he said that, they have a lot of respect for him. I think everyone I think everyone who watches Gillette Soccer Saturday and stuff and Sky Sports have massive respect for him. And thing is, I have a bad feeling now that when he goes at the end of May, I think Soccer Saturday is going to completely fall.
Yeah, I mean, I heard
It's not going to be the same, is it?
the real reason why he left was because he didn't like how his other panelists were treated. I don't know if you saw at the beginning, I think, of last season, a few of the panel got sacked, like Phil Thompson and Charlie Nicholas. Something just.
Did they get sacked?
Yeah, they got sacked. Yeah.
Oh, I wondered why I'd never seen them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, bye. But
was looking leaving.
they were good as well, actually. It's annoying.
Yeah, I know, and apparently it's linked towards that. He didn't like how they were treated. So,
I mean, they've had some decent panelists on, though. I have to say. Still got Paul Merson, obviously the man who can't pronounce players. Who else they got? Is Matt Letizia still there? Has he gone as well?
No, he got sacked, I think, as well.
Man, it's already gone to pieces. And then when he goes, who's going to take over? I mean, it was the same with Question of Sport as well, wasn't it? Question of Sport. Sue Barker's gone, Phil Tufnell's gone, Dawson's gone, and now it's Paddy Ujima flip. Paddy McGuinness, the man who makes alcohol.
Yeah, he makes alcohol and take me out.
I know, yeah. No light. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The Question of Sport's not great, but as soon as if you have someone on the TV in one specific show for a long time, and then they end up retiring or something, gets taken over by someone else, it's not the same. Let's be honest. And I think Soccer Saturday is just going to completely fall down after this season. I mean, I'll still see what it's like, but it'll be like watching Final Score. I mean, Final Score's boring us. So, to be honest with you, nowadays I'll just look on Flash Scores for the scores. To be honest with you, like most of us do.
I watch BT for the scores.
The BT score. I'm not a fan of that at all.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it at all. Anyways, that's enough of that for a minute. Let's talk about our respected clubs then. I'll start with Bother. Well, same old cack again. Inconsistency FC. 3 wins and then 2 defeats on the bounce. Brilliant. We're away to West Brom away as well. We're probably going to get beat there. International break's coming up soon as well, which is good.
Wasn't happy about the Birmingham result for your Borough, though.
Oh, no, because you put a bet on us. Give you a tip. Don't bet on Borough.
I know that now.
Oh, yes. West Ham have done it.
Oh,
West Ham
no.
scored.
I mean, yeah, sorry. I don't know how to react. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know who scored it, but never mind. United, I mean, God help us on Saturday. It's classed as apparently Ollie's final chance. We got a win against Spurs, a very good win. We, by the looks of it, were absolutely cack against Atalanta again, yet still managed to snake a draw. It turned into Ronaldo FC. And my problem, we rely too much on Ronaldo. Without Ronaldo, where the hell would we be?
We'd be out of the Champions League. We'd be on 2 points in the group.
Precisely.
I mean, it's his final chance against Villa. Actually, no. Who we got after City?
Watford.
Somebody else.
It's his final chance against Watford, to be honest with you. That's when
I mean,
the problem is, like...
Do you see us beating Man City? I don't.
No, that's not his final. I don't think that's his final chance, though. I think it's against Watford.
Well, see what happens.
The thing is like, I think the time where I thought Ollie was definitely going to get sacked was when Conte was available, and like there was leaked reports of like United talking to Conte. But now he's not available. I mean, if he gets sacked, then the only way United get a manager if they buy someone out of a club, which is unlikely.
Yeah, speaking of that, since Conte has gone to Spurs and Zidane doesn't want the job, the only person that's left, should Ollie get sacked, is Erik ten Hag. The Ajax manager.
Oh God! Right.
But the thing is, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to leave Ajax anytime soon. He's done really well with Ajax.
Tim
And I wouldn't mind having him at United. And I'll let you know in case you don't know, he's a former Bayern manager. So he's had domestic success with Ajax and Bayern, but Ajax is a CAC league and the Bundesliga is now one of the best in the world. So there you go.
Go. Eddie Howe's still on the market, isn't he? He's not gone to Newcastle yet.
Yeah, but how would we do with him?
Oh.
Probably not the most ideal appointment. But...
No. He's actually been linked with the Geordies. Really,
Yeah.
He'd send them down. All he said when we dinner was, I had a pizza. So there you go. Famous man and the boys. Yep.
Right.
How's the daddy been? Fine. Yeah. Would Eric Ten Hag be a good option for United? Or is there anyone else that we could go for? Eddie Howe would be useless for United.
Yeah.
No chance. Newcastle's realistic. Or even Norwich, to be honest with you. Because, I don't think Norwich will sack Daniel Farke. But if the results keep going against them, you never know. But Scotty B, the board won't sack him.
Well, they didn't sack him. When they got relegated last season, they didn't sack him. Not last season, but last time they got relegated, they didn't sack him. So.
Oh, yeah, but at the minute, they're on less points than Derby were.
Oh, yeah, they're atrocious, but I don't think they'll sack him.
They're on a whopping, I think, 1 point, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they'll probably keep him. He'll go to Newcastle.
I don't know.
Yeah, that 0-0 against Brighton. Yeah, that's. That's probably Norwich's only good result this season, actually. But it's
Probably
a good result for them.
as well.
Well, speaking of Brighton, how have you been doing?
Well, what was it? Last week we drew against Liverpool 2-2. We were 2-0 down.
Yeah, that was a good result for them.
Yeah. We were 2-0 down. Didn't look like we were going to get anything out of that until Mwepu just... I don't know how that went in. It just lobbed from well outside the box. So I've got no idea how that went in. But it's a similar one to against Leicester as well. There was also some other lobbed thing as well. That gave us a lifeline. Then we pushed in the second half, and we could have won it, but obviously we didn't. But it's a good result at the end. We obviously came into the game expecting to lose, and we didn't. So good so far. But I think it's a bit concerning we haven't won in the last 5 games. No one's really picked that up just because of how well we've done. But if that continues, obviously...
It's not as bad as you think when you look at it. You really should have. You actually went 3-0 down against Liverpool, and only Villa decided to rule it out correctly as well. To a massive point gained at Liverpool. Man City, you weren't getting anything out of. Leicester, you were unlucky against because you absolutely trashed them. Norwich, again, really, you should have been winning. Arsenal, a 0-0 draw against them, considering the form they're on, isn't too bad. Oh, Genk have equalised. It's an own goal. Brilliant. And you actually got a last-minute equaliser at Crystal Palace. So it could have been a lot worse. At least you're not on loss like Norwich are. But it's not that bad. You have dropped out of the top 6, man, because you were in the top 6 before. You're now 8th. So you actually, to be honest, you're still overachieving. Yeah. Because a lot of people had I think the realistic was about 15th, 16th, so another relegation scrap for you. But you're actually doing rather well, actually, considering some of the games you've had. You are on a whopping 0 goal difference, but I can name a few teams that have won worse goal difference. Spurs, for starters. Wow. Spurs won a terrible goal difference. Norwich won -22.
Sorry, Scotty B, but
Leeds on -7. So actually, you're actually not on a bad goal difference. You're only 4 goals behind United, actually, because we're on +4, which isn't ideal for our standards. But you're doing quite well, I think, this season. And Who have you got next year playing on Saturday? You're against Newcastle.
Yeah.
You have to win that.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
simply. You've got to win that. Well, it's not that you've got to win it. I hope you win it because I want the Geordies to get relegated, even with the 2 billion or whatever they've got in the bank.
That would just be perfect. Newcastle going down after that takeover.
I know. Such shame, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you beat Newcastle and, yeah, I think you win with a good shout of definitely getting top 10 this season. But it's whether you can continue that form. Because, I mean, it's the same with a lot of clubs, actually. They have a good run of form. Get past Christmas time.
Yeah.
They're back down. I don't know what the noise was for. But,
No. We were like 10th I think one season. We just dropped all the way down. We almost got relegated that year. I think it was 18, 19, something like that. We always seem to
you beat us as well.
Yeah, we always seem
for the second time.
Yeah.
Second time. Plymouth, on the other hand, I'll tell you what, I think I had used about 10 for something at the start of the season. And you're second. Dear me. What, you're on 15 games unbeaten? And, well, you've only lost one game all season. And you've played 16 matches. I mean, my God.
We have.
It's unbelievable.
Well, it's time to be alive.
Believe it or not, right, you've lost only one game this season. Sheffield Wednesday have lost more games, yet have got more points than you.
How?
I don't know. Well, they lost to Lincoln, lost to MK Dons, lost to Sheffield Wednesday, and yous. I think it's because you've drawn a lot of games.
Yeah, 6.
So that'll be why you've drawn quite a few games, but really on form, if you can continue that form for the rest of the season, then you're definitely in the championship. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, how would you sum up your season so far? For me, you're overachieving by country mile. I mean, you're ahead of Sunderland, which doesn't take much doing, to be honest. So,
no, I mean, 3-0 against Bolton, 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, and 2-1 against Ipswich. I mean, Bolton was the worst team to come to Home Park. I mean, they wasn't getting much fun to get them anyway at the start. So,
Sheffield Thursday. Do you not? I always find this strange. They're called Sheffield Wednesday, but they never play on the Wednesday.
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
Seriously, I mean, Bolton was the worst team to come to Home Park. I mean, they looked awful.
I mean, it didn't help by your pitch being a swimming pool.
It was
it was literally a swimming pool.
It was fine for 85 minutes, so I don't know why the Bolton fans were complaining. So
that's what happens
I saw the highlights and the amount of water coming off the surface. I was like, my God.
Probably because they was moaning because
they lost.
One, they wasn't getting the result anyway, and 2, it's what's the saying? You saw.
Didn't take chances.
No, it's.
You came, you saw, you conquered.
No, you came, you saw, you got beat.
I never heard that one before. There you go. Your next game away to Accrington Stanley. I mean, I don't know who they are. Who are they actually? Yeah.
Exactly.
So it should be that. And then Charlton away, which you said you're going to. That's going to be a good early start for you. So that's a journey.
Win.
Oh yeah, they're cacking in it, aren't they? It wasn't the pitch report, more like the shipping forecast. Oh dear. Oh bloody hell. Man, that's garbage.
Smells, Kieran.
Yeah. Back to what we were saying about United again. Beat Spurs, drew against Atalanta. We've got Manchester City coming up next. Do you think we'll get anything out of it?
A point, I reckon.
Well, we will be lucky.
I feel like logically we shouldn't, but football isn't always logical. So I feel like we will get something. But logically, if everything went according to like logic and like stats, we shouldn't get anything. But football's not like that, so I reckon we might get a point.
Saying that, I've gone 2-1 City, so
Yeah.
Well,
2-1 City. 2-1 City. My prediction.
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, if we can get a point out of that game, just take it and run. I said against Spurs, take a point and run. Not have a draw written all over it, and then we absolutely trashed
saying that though, City lost to Palace at home, so you know.
Oh yeah, and the Port's suspended, which is a sad shame. So there you go. Right, Champions League, which is another thing I was going to talk about. A few teams are already through. Liverpool are through. Ajax are through. Besiktas are heading out. Shakhtar are also out. Yeah, bye. Malmo are out. And Leipzig are also out. That's all the teams that have gone through and gone out so far. I was counting up the goals yesterday. 55 goals we've had in 16 matches. So it was quite a good week for the Champions League. Genk have drawn 2-0 with West Ham, so they aren't qualified yet. With a look at yesterday's games, Real Madrid have been cack, haven't they, this season? But they got a pretty good result in the end against Shakhtar Donetsk. The Liverpool game, Liverpool again. My God. I mean, I didn't see the red card. Did any of you see the red card?
Yeah, I saw it. It was something like it was a yellow card tackle, like it was originally going to be a yellow card, and then the player just ignored the referee. We do like a bit of iron brew. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Up your nose.
Right. Right, interrupted, but yeah, whoever it was that got sent off, Lipe, I think, didn't listen to a referee or anything, just walked away. So because of that, referee just gave him straight red.
It's shocking. It was shocking, really, but there we go.
I don't bloody know. And then, Luis Suarez scored, which was offside. After Jota had scored, and it was offside as well. So VAR had a role to play. But as much as I hate saying it, Trent Alexander-Arnold is some player.
Yeah.
He's
2 assists yesterday
for England.
Well, he's in the England team. The actual England squad was announced earlier on. If I can get it up. Again, no Sancho, no Greenwood. Which is probably a relief for us, actually.
Yes.
Because it stops them getting injured. That's something.
Yes.
Sancho just hasn't played any games, has he, really?
No.
If he
I
hasn't,
don't know why people are complaining it. But even when he does play, he's useless. So there you go. So the goalkeepers, Sam Johnston, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale, I think, should start ahead of Pickford. Pickford's cack. I mean, I tell you what, I don't know if you saw the save he made against Leicester City, but my God, that was some save.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing.
That was some save, that. Trent, Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Reece James. Reece James fully deserves it because he's been superb this season. Harry Maguire's been cack and still gets in. Luke Shaw hasn't had a great season either. Stones, I don't think, has been great. And Kyle Walker, who also hasn't been the best. Jude Bellingham, I watched him when he was playing Ajax yesterday, which they lost, and I was over the moon about it. But I watched the game, and Jude Bellingham, When he went to the Bundesliga, I didn't think he'd be amazing. He was good in the Championship, but I think he surprised a lot of people. I think he's been superb so far for Dortmund. Henderson gets in, shock. Mason Mount, again, being good in the Premier League. Calvin Phillips, not even being great. Declan Rice fully deserved, and James Ward-Prowse in. Tammy Abraham, I mean, he hasn't even been amazing for Bournemouth, so I don't know if he's got in. Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Harry Kane. We were talking about him. Rashford, Saka, and Raheem Sterling. I think it's a decent team, but I think Tammy Abraham, I don't think is the right decision. Because I don't think Tammy Abraham's been particularly good.
I haven't seen much Serie A, so I don't really know.
Yeah, well,
We have.
He's not been amazing. Let's just say that. But yeah, I think Aaron Ramsdale deserves to be in it.
Yeah, that was amazing save against Leicester. I think it was.
Did you say Smith Rowe was in, or is he not in it?
No.
I thought he's been all right. I thought he's been all right for Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah, well, he's not in the England, isn't he? Is he in? I think he'll be in the under-21s or something.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be in the actual first team. Liam Martin once called him Emil Smith Kakro.
Not a big fan then, Liam.
No.
You're insane. Right. We're getting towards 2:15, so if you want to head off and start your stream.
Yeah, I will.
And I'll be... make sure to go and check out Liam's stream. I'll be on there once this stream is done.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on, Liam. I know it was a bit of a short notice thing, but I'll see you soon. Bye.
In a bit.
In a bit, yes. Not very often I hear that, but there you go. Right. So look, Saka, I think... I don't know about Saka. For me, I know Saka's been decent for Arsenal, but would you say he's good enough to be in the England team? I don't know. I think there's occasions where he's a bit hit and miss. When he plays for England, he's not amazing, I have to say.
Yeah.
We started a lot of games during the Euros, didn't he? So,
and he was a bit cack, to be honest. Also cost us the final by missing that pen.
A lot of us will remember him for is missing the penalty in the final.
But Donnarumma's probably the best penalty saver in the world at the minute. I mean, he nearly saved 2 penalties against Leipzig. He went the right way for the final one, and it just went in off him. So he's one of the best penalty savers around, I'd say. So I'm not too surprised. I mean, he'll probably got called up to the Italian squad. I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked if that was the case. But is there anyone in there that you think fully deserves to be in there, and any players that you think perhaps shouldn't have been in there?
I mean, we've already covered Ramsdale. I think that's a go-to option, but he's been quite good recently. Or I might be getting mixed up with Sam Johnson.
Would you say with Leeds' form, Calvin Phillips being in there is obviously that he likes playing Phillips and Rice, but
no, I mean
with Leeds United's form, it's just playing devil's advocate because I think he should be in there, but could you say possibly there's maybe with
element of doubt?
Should he be there? If they haven't been winning games, maybe that's not been his fault, but it's just a talking point really.
In the Premier League, I don't think he's been good, and I don't think Leeds have been good either. I mean, put it this way, they're certainly... I hope to go down this season.
Yes,
they're cack. Phillips, when he plays for England, it's the same as Saka, really, isn't it? It's he'll have one good game, then he won't have a good game. So he'll have, he'll be a bit hit and miss here and there, and I think it's the same with Leeds. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Leeds is the right club for him. Because the way Leeds play at the minute, Leeds are meant to be like one of the most attacking sides. But their problem is defensively, the poor Calvin Phillips with Leeds pushes up far too high. Right, he's a CDM. You're not meant to go into the penalty area every 2 seconds. Everyone just pushes forward, and then as soon as they lose the ball, they're getting caught on the counter attack because they've got barely any defenders. So I think as a team, Leeds are poor, and I don't think it's all down to Calvin Phillips. But what he has to stop doing is pushing up so high in the field. And under Southgate, he doesn't push up that high. So I think he's good for England, but I don't think he's amazing. Let's just say that.
Yeah, maybe it's a tactics thing. I don't know on what's with Southgate and Bielsa, like the differences. Because you said Phillips doesn't push up that much for England. So maybe...
But he doesn't... Look, after time when he's with Leeds, he'll push up so hard that he's nearly in the goal. But with England, he'll push up to, let's say, probably about the start of the attacking third. He pushes up far too high for Leeds United. He does, he pushes up for England as well, but he doesn't push up as far as a CDM. From if to be honest, if I was a manager and I was, having a CDM, I would have the CDM go no further than the halfway point, really.
Yeah, but then
because the CDMs are the ones that are meant to help out the defence, and after time he's not there because he's so high up.
I think but Southgate seems to like him, doesn't he? So.
Oh, well, he likes anyone other than Greenwood. So
yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah,
but I think Jude Bellingham should be. He for me he should be playing because he's unbelievable already at 18. I just think I'd play him over Phillips if we were playing the World Cup. If the World Cup started tomorrow, then and it pretty much does start a year tomorrow. But if it started tomorrow, I think Jude Bellingham plays with Declan Rice in midfield for me.
Ooh.
Breaking news has just come in. Eddie Howe agrees in principle a 2.5-year deal to become the Geordie manager.
Oh.
Well, I can't believe we've missed out on him, Daryl. At United.
Just come through on Sky Sports. I mean, he'd be useless for us. I mean, even with the team we've got, I don't think we'd do very well. Any other players that you think possibly shouldn't be in there? Or any of them that you would probably put in instead? Greenwood deserves to be in, but Southgate won't put him in because of what happened in Iceland. But wasn't that the same with Phil Foden, and he's still in the England team?
Well, exactly. There's something else going on. I don't know what it is, but he must have done something else wrong or something. Because I don't know. Maybe. So we've got 4 right backs. I'm not sure we need. I know we've got 3 right backs. Okay, yeah, we've got 3.
Oh, we always have too many fullbacks.
It's almost annoying that the one position England have an abundance of talent in is right back. In all the positions on the pitch, it's right back.
Why can't it be just up front or something?
Exactly, yeah, or number 10, or a position where England's struggles.
It's our attacking that needs working on, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, exactly. We, having 3 world-class right backs is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, I think the best way, but this isn't going to happen, obviously, because it's England. We play 10 games a year or something. But we need some of these players to move around a bit, maybe one be able to, playing a wing position or something like that. But we aren't going to get that unless the clubs want to do that, which they obviously won't. But
play Trent in midfield, maybe.
Yeah. He's probably good enough to do it, but just
whether he's capable enough of doing it. That's the question.
Yeah.
The thing with Trent is, I wouldn't mind giving him a try in midfield because going forward he's good, but defensively he's pants.
Mm-hmm.
He gets caught, doesn't he? He does get caught.
He gets caught far too easily. Wasn't this season, but it was 1 or 2. I can't remember when it was, but I think it was I think it was when United played against Liverpool at home before. I think it might have been the FA Cup. And I believe it might have been Bruno or Rashford just had Trent on toast. Literally. So he gets caught out far too easily. I think that's the problem. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's a good enough team. I mean, considering the teams we're coming up against, Albania, and I believe San Marino, will beat them like 7 or 8 0. I'm looking forward to that fashion. You know, it's not the greatest side. I think it's a strong team. It's not the best that we've had. But obviously, to be honest with you, I'm glad the international break's coming because for teams like United and Borough couldn't come much soon. Doesn't mean to say the same for Bayern. We're still top of the league. So there you go. But they got tonked against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which I was a bit surprised about. But it's one of them things. West Ham due to war with Genk. I'm going onto Liam Martin's channel now, actually. So if you want to pop on there, then feel free to do so. Get involved in live chat on there. Thanks, lads, for coming on. And it's a bit of a shorter show than normal. But hopefully, I should be available next Friday. I'll be well. So we should be back next Friday, same time, usual time, 6 p.m. next Friday. But thanks, lads, for coming on. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon indeed. Bye.
All right, bye.